Okay, I'm Abdelouahad Bayar, University Cadi Ayyad, École supérieure de technologie de Seville, High College of Technology, Morocco. I'm here in order to present a work entitled Towards an Operational LaTeX Package Supporting Optical Scaling of Dynamic Mathematical Symbols. Why did I say towards? Because until now it's a study of feasibility. Yeah. Donc, I will begin by introduce my work. Okay. I will begin by presenting some state and problems of mathematical formula. After, I will present what is required to handle dynamic mathematical symbols taking care of optical scaling. After, I will talk about the design of the system, the implementation, and I will end by a conclusion and perspectives. Thank you. Okay. Voilà. Donc, I continue. Every mathematical formula is composed of static mathematical symbol and variable set symbol, or in general dynamic mathematical symbols. Static mathematical symbols remains unchanged in a given body, but variable set symbol can change in terms of sizes and or shape. When we talk about dynamic mathematical symbols, the most important are delimiters. Delimiters, the most Okay, thank you. The most important transfiguration of dynamism in delimiters are scaling. Here we have to talk about two types of scaling: linear scaling and optical scaling. Let us consider the systems. Here we can notice, we can remark that this brace and that are obtained from the first by a simple dilation. It is the height, the thickness are obtained through the same factor of scaling. This is optical. This is linear scaling. Now it's easy to implement, but after a certain level, we lost the quality, or the quality is lost. Whereas, when we consider the same systems made this time, we considering braces that are like this. Look at this brace now. It's obtained from the first, but not in a linear way, because the height, because the thickness is not obtained with applying the same optical, the same factor scaling used to obtain the height. Here we will say that we have optical scaling. It's not linear. We have optical scaling. Optical scaling is used to satisfy the human eye. What about now metal? What about optical scaling, considering metal typesetting and digital typesetting? In metal typesetting, we can in metal typesetting we use optical scaling. It was hard, but it's supported. But when we consider digital typesetting, it's difficult to support, especially when we want to support it, in an automatical way. Now, what about existing workings that deal with optical scaling? We can cite Matfly glyph. Matfly is a font that has been developed by Jacques André, and to operate under glyph to support optical scaling. But as I know, it doesn't reach the use phase. The second work to see is Curex. It has developed by Zara Qazdin in order to support the optical scaling, it has the capabilities. It's a TeX package. It has the capabilities to cope with dynamic optical scaling, but it has some difficulties to do more, to manage more than 2 samples. TeX remains the tool that supports mathematical formula with multiple variable sized samples. Donc, look at this formula now. There is multiple variable sized sample, but we have something to notice. These are not drawbacks, but something to notice. Look at this example here. We have parentheses. First, the first, the second, and the third. There are symbols where they look like the parentheses used in metal typesetting. May after a certain level, they don't resemble, where they don't look like the parentheses used in metal typesetting. Moreover, here we remark that the thickness don't change. It's not optical scale. When we consider this case, donc the shape is kept and the thickness varies, and it's not a linear scaling, it's an optical scale. When we consider, for example, braces for small size and big size, they don't look like the braces used in metal typesetting. They must look like this. Now, what is required to handle dynamic mathematical samples, taking into account the optical scaling? Font requirements. The font the font must support dynamism and flexibility of the language, and the language used to encode character shapes. Processing system. Now, what is requirement for document processing system? It must be a variant of TeX. The system has to be based on external programs in handling dynamic mathematical samples. Also, the system must have a well-defined interaction interface with the font encoding the samples. And what are the requirements for the user, for the end user? The system must follow the habitual way of TeX in formatting documents. The end user must not use external programs to format his documents. So he has to use, for example, DVLA LaTeX, DVIPS, PS to PDF, and we have the PDF. What is the font required to develop our system is PostScript Type 3, since it's convenient. It's convenient considering the requirement, the former requirements. Now I will present the design of my system, and I will begin by the general package layout. So my package is a simple TeX file, dim.mat.tex. Inside is defined a PostScript font type 3, in a special with the literal exclamation point, in order to be seen outside the font. It can be used in all the document. Here some useful definitions, some useful procedure, and here this is the variable that materials weight of the sample. H material is the height of the sample. Fs is the materials, the font size in which the sample will be written, And here began the definitions. Now, font, the type of the font matrix, font books, books, etc. And the encoding, the table encoding. Here, sharp rocks, individual glyph descriptions, building glyph definition, building sharp definition, and the last current peak. And now the current peak is defined as a font that will be named Dinmat. This is the PostScript font type 3. Here, some useful definitions, and the dynamism of the delimiter is managed by a macro that I defined, which is named mleft. The first argument is the left delimiter. The second argument is the formula to be delimited, and the third, preceded by mright, is the right delimiter. The mleft macro do the tasks, the following tasks. First, it computes the dimensions of the formula in the correct math style, display style, text style, etc. And calculates the dimensions are set in HF, DF, and WF. Determine vertical and horizontal stretching amounts, because the symbol must be stretched, H and W. Calculate the size of the font in which the symbol will be written, respecting H and W, in which Dinmat will be used. Determine the dimensions of the left symbol, some height, some width, and some depth. After, he built a box that is named OFBDL, and it's defined like this: set books, OFBDL books, H books. In these books, we call special, with the literal double quote, in which FS, font size, in terms of PostScript, is set to a value, to the convenient value, H, W, and after the font is called, then mat find font is called and set to the size FS already determined, and the code of the symbol is written or is shown. After the dimensions of OFBDL are set to some height, some width, and some depth. Just after the content of the books is written. In this way, we write the left symbol. After, we write the mathematical formula, and the steps from the second to the seventh are repeated to deal with the right delimiter. Now, the design, and we are still in the design of the system. This way, this one, we will talk about the Dinmat font, and we begin with symbol parameterizing stretching concepts. Here we have the left, the top part of the left parenthesis, and I will explain how it's stretched or extended. Now we have here the left part, the top part of the parenthesis is composed of two curves. These two curves are decomposed applying the general refinement with the algorithm in 1, 2, 3, 5 curves. These curves are parameterized respecting a mathematical model that I have developed. I will not present this mathematical model here. It's out of the goal of the paper. such that when H, W are equals to zero, are equal to zero, the shape resembles to the first. But when these variables take values different to zero, we obtain this. Here we have to remark we have to notice that two shapes are similar and have the same thickness. The top left parenthesis, the top part of the left parenthesis in initial stretching, and this have the same thickness. When we consider the segment lying the extremity of the curves, we remark that they have the same length and they are parallel. They have the same thickness. Now, we can say here that it's not a linear scaling and it's not a complete optical scaling, since they have the same thickness. The complete optical scaling will be managed by TeX as the following. Here we have to present some characteristics of a mathematical formula that we will need after. It's a mathematical formula. Okay, it's the baseline or text axis. Here this is the math axis. Here is the height of here is the height of a parenthesis written in body in body 32. Y1 is the height of the formula from the mathematical axis to the top. Y2 is the depth of the mathematical formula from the mathematical axis to down, and HM is the height of the balanced formula from the mathematical axis to the top, which is equal to the depth of the balanced mathematical formula. HM is the max of the two values, Y1, Y2. And FH is the height of the formula from the baseline to the top. And FD is the depth of the formula from the baseline to down. Now it's a formula, but that is depth. The first is a high formula. The second is a depth formula. Now, how would we deal with the optical scaling? It's done considering two cases. When HM is less than H32, H32 is the height of the formula in the body 32, and when HM is greater than H32. In the case when HM is less than H32, we have simply to calculate Fs, which is the font size in which a parenthesis a parenthesis has a height, a semi-height equal to H32. Here the formula is written, the parenthesis in body 32 is written, and here we notice that the mathematical axis of the parenthesis in the body 32 should not be equal always to the mathematical axis of the formula. So shifting is necessary. And here we have the delimiter that delimit the formula. In the case when HM is greater than H32, we will not use an optical scaling as the preceding case. We will get this that is not better than this. In reality, this is with a quality that is good than the preceding. How? We will explain this. When we have worked on the mathematical model, we find that, okay, I will summarize, and I will pass to the test because it's more important than this. All these details are in the paper. So we have worked on TeX using type 3 for type 3 PostScript type 3 parameterized respecting a mathematical model that we have developed, and we got a mini package that allow to the user to manage mathematical formula with dynamic mathematical symbols respecting optical scaling, and I will pass to the test because it's more important. And I begin by here. I have a document TeX to format. It's a normal TeX. Here I will donc this file contains the commands dvi lui à la TeX test de TeX pause dvi test.dvi pause ps de pdf test pf in order to obtain test pdf. Here is what we obtain. We will try to read it. Let A be a matrix defined as follows. A. Here there are parentheses managed by TeX. It's a line. Here to illustrate multiplicity of mathematical symbols, and here it's the case for parentheses and brace. What would I do? I will copy those two files. Sorry. Here. This is my package. I will include it by a simple input. It's a good embryo to develop LaTeX package. Some modifications. Here. Okay, I will input sorry, we input din math dot TeX. Okay, input din math dot TeX, and I will change every left macro with left macro and every right macro with right macro, with adding some braces to delimit to delimit groups. So, Ctrl R. Alors, R, je la remplace. Elle est déjà là, puisque I have already done the test. So, replace all, and left with M left parentheses, and also the same thing for the delimiter or the breast delimiter. Okay. I format.
Did you say?
I didn't say.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. And sorry, suggest me some modifications. Suggest me some modifications, and I will add here and in order to get size big size. Why not? Here? No. Yes. Here. And sorry. It repeats. Yeah. Why not add more lines in order to get a big brush? In order to check the optical scaling, the size changes in height and in thickness. I will do quickly. Here, I will add lines. Why not? Maybe more. And thank you.
Thank you.
Apologize, I'm not good in English. In our country, the first the foreign language is French, and the next one will be better. Thank you.
I think we might have time for a quick question, if somebody has a quick question.
The only comment I have is that with the extra curvature, you get extra space, and with a very wide equation,
Yes,
you could
yes,
run
I
into
understand.
problems with margin.
Yes, good question. Good question. When we have, for example, one column, and it's high, we will get very large parentheses. It's an option that I will add the next time. It's a parameter. It's a parameter. You can. I will add an option to MLeft, and you want that the parentheses will be like that or like. It will be your choice. It will be your choice.
Okay, well let's thank the speaker again, and we'll